All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So we're going to dive straight into it with Akane-Banashi, Story 15, Koguma's Rakugo, with story by Yuki Suwanaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with translation by Stephen Paul, lettering by Sneer Aaron, and we usually have the Rakugo credit, but I don't see it on here. I'll get to it eventually. Alright, so we have Akane just being totally taken aback by how confident Schmexy Koguma looks now. It's like, is that really Koguma, Ani-san? He seems like... It's like, welcome, thank you. It's like a totally different person. It's like, for joining me tonight. Now, there's a saying in the Rakugo world. To be a Zenza is to be less than human. In this day and age, that's a rather anachronistic saying, to put it mildly. He sees Orange just giggling slightly. But it means that becoming a full-fledged Rakugoka involves harsh, difficult training. However, it used to be much more difficult in the past. Back in the Edo period, there was a Rakugoka named Karaku Sanshote. He's known as the earliest professional Rakugoka. Kane's like, huh? And then you see a Gurikigo, and that's where the name Karaku Cup comes from. You didn't know that? It's like, no, I knew that, but what story is he going to perform? It's like, it's called The Foxes of Imado. You have The Foxes of Imado. Through Ryusuke, a Zenza apprentice of Karaku Sanshote, we are told of an incident that illustrates the Rakugo lifestyle and customs of the time and how hard the training was. And Akane's like, oh. It's like, you better listen carefully. He chose this story because of what he said to you. Ani-san is trying to teach you something here. You have... At that time, Zenza received no salary. You didn't know if you'd have a meal to eat on any given day. You had to take pride in being an entertainer. Back then, you had to take pride in being an entertainer back then, so it was totally forbidden to have any side jobs. The only money a Zenza made was from selling lots for prizes at Rakugo performances. The prizes were kinkato, candies made from sugar and water said to be the precursor to the cheap traditional sweets enjoyed by children even today. Kane's like, what a strange story. Normally in Rakugo, the story moves via conversations between characters, but this story is told entirely through narration. Compared to most Rakugo, there aren't a lot of laughs to be had from back and forth wordplay, but it's very satisfying to listen to. You have it's like the art of education. I never knew Rakugo would entertain in this way. And he's like, this is amazing. It's like, it's hard to memorize these stories about history and stuff. You'd have to do a lot of research, I bet. And you have Gurikigo, and that's not unique to this story, though. You have It's like Koguma Ani-san does thorough research on every story he performs. He learns the historical background, the daily customs of the period, the details of the setting. It's like, why would he go that far? It's like, probably due to his nature. He's always been a pessimist. I remember him saying that he can't go up there and perform with confidence unless he's covered all the angles first. But the biggest reason is, studying gives me a deeper understanding of the story. And if I have that, maybe I'll be able to deliver a more entertaining performance. Tell me, why you don't study your stories more? It's like he uses the knowledge he absorbs to better his craft. That's the Rakugo style of Koguma Arakawa, the Terrakoya. And you see Foxes of Imado, what a fascinating choice. It's like, I've never seen it done before. It's like, no biggie. I was merely presenting a model. It's like, model? And you see him going, I wonder if she understood what I conveyed. There are many ways that learning new information can improve one's Rakugo, but only if the Rakugoka has a desire to do so. So let's see what happens. So you see her going to her teacher saying, so you're entering the Karaku Cup? Suppose I'll have to file the paperwork for you then. It's like, you will? For me? It's like, no. For the sake of the school, I'll need to understand who's competing. It's like, oh, right. It's like, and one more thing. Do you have any recommendations for books about the Edo period? It's like, books? Why do you ask? It's like, well, I don't know what I'll learn or how to make use of it, but I just get the feeling that I can't get any further without knowing things. Teacher's like, I don't think I understand what you mean. It's like, sorry. It's like, I do enjoy reading a wide variety of books. It's like, even one title would be great. It's like, there are far too many to narrow them down. It's like, oh, maybe historical writings would be good. Oh, but Shugoro Yamamoto's novels are a must. And there are good illustrated books and texts on dietary habits too, mutter. It's like, just one. One is fine. It's like, well, no use just thinking about it. Let's go to the library. It's like, huh? It's like, what are you waiting for? Let's go. And you see at the library, no kidding, 3 times you see at the Karaku Cup, sorry. No kidding, 3 times the applicant as last year? And I heard they're being overwhelmed by media requests too. So, well, sounds like this year's Karaku Cup should be quite the event. It's like, I didn't realize it would be such a production. It's a madhouse every day. It's like, what's wrong with a good madhouse? Keep it going. Live large. A rising star, the hope of Rakugo takes the stage. You have Kimisha Kashio, monthly Rakugo writer. What do you think? Catchy headline, right? It's like, you say that all the time. It's like, I know. I'll say it until I get to write it. I happen to believe that the explosion of interest in manzai and sketch comedy and whatever else is something that Rakugo can achieve as well. And whenever there's a big new trend, it's because of young talent. So here you go again. So in that sense, this year's Karaku Cup is of great interest to me. You've got Issho Arakawa, the undisputed master of his generation of Rakugoka, along with an elite panel of judges. The attention-grabbing Futatsume Kaisei Arakawa as MC, and 3 times the usual number of potential diamonds in the rough. There's no way something crazy doesn't happen this year. You can quote me on this. The Karaku Cup this year will be a very special event. And you see Akane just striding forward with a determined look as you have student Rakugo competition, the Karaku Cup qualifying round. Alright. So I guess quick thoughts on the chapter. Again, I appreciate that we're getting kind of glimpses into the different kinds of like stories and things within Rakugo and like the kind of variety you have. Again, like this was something I hadn't considered, but the idea that there could be stories that are entirely told through narration is an interesting concept. Because again, like you'd have to kind of like modulate your tone, voice, add in some, flavor to your commentary, especially for something, that is more historical, might not be more historical, more informative, that people might not necessarily be interested in or as tuned into. So you have to be kind of able to keep that interesting and expressive enough that people are captivated and keep kind of listening to it. So I see you get that emphasis of like, this is partially what you're going to have to learn, like to make the other story your own. Like you're going to have to learn how to be able to do this. So I think that was interesting. I don't know if that's what I expected from his like confident, like debonair personality, but I guess like it kind of is like exactly what he kind of studies and values. So I guess that makes sense. But yeah, again, I appreciate the fact that you're getting like glimpses into like the different styles and specialities of all the different Rakugoka and like what kind of things that they like to do. Again, I like the emphasis that, analysis, storytelling, like all that stuff, like it requires you expanding your knowledge beyond just like the one area. You kind of have to have like a wide range of knowledge on a variety of subjects and interests and things if you want to be a really effective storyteller. But yeah, like this really kind of does emphasize like how much hard work and studying goes into being a Rakugoka. I really appreciate that. Can't wait for the competition to kick off, and again, like see who some of the other notable competitors are going to be. So looking forward to that. So yeah, with that, I'm going to end the video here. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd really like to get to the magic subscriber number sometime this year. Like I said, look for more Akane throughout the week. Until next time, this is Ash. I will talk to you all later.